everyone, and welcome back to Next Stitch Designs with me, Sylvia. In today's video, we are going to crochet this beautiful Cacoon cardigan. Before we start, I would like to say thank you very much to Jonah Martinez for letting me use her pattern, and please don't forget to check her YouTube channel. I will leave the link in the description box below. For today's video, I will be using Simply Aran yarn and also 6mm hook, but you can use any yarn you like and also the recommended hook size. You will need 2 stitch markers, a yarn needle, a tape measure, a pair of scissors. Also, these clips are very handy to have. If you don't have them, you can use the bags. And also optional are the buttons. First, we are going to start with the slip knot. Hold your yarn and like so, wrap it around your 2 fingers and create a cross. Go under this first one on top of the second one, pull it down and twist your hook and release. And this is your slip knot. Now we are going to chain 4. Yarn over and pull through the loop like so. So that's 1, 2, 3 and 4, and this chain of 3 is counting as our first double crochet and chain 1. Once you have your chain 4, these first 3 chains will count as your first double crochet and chain 1. Now into this very first stitch we are going to place double crochet. Yarn over, insert, yarn over, bring it through 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 and yarn over, pull through 2. So you have first double crochet and chain of 1 between, and then you have second double crochet. Now we are going to chain 1 and again into the same place you are going to place another double crochet, and again between your double crochet you will chain 1 like so, and you will be placing until you have altogether 8 double crochet with the chain of 1 between. So 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 1, 5, chain 1, 6, chain 1, 7, chain 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, chain 1 and 1 more, chain 1, and now we are going to count again just to make sure you have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you will end up with the chain 1. You are going to slip stitch on top like so and slip stitch. You should have 8 double crochet including the chain of 3 and the chain 1 between your double crochet, and this is your first round. For round 2 we are going to slip stitch here between like so, and we are going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and now we are ready to start round 2. First we are going to place 6 more double crochet into the same space right here where we slip stitched, and this chain of 3 will count as our first double crochet. So you will have 7. So yarn over, insert, bring it up, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. So you have 1, 2, and continue like so until you have altogether 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now into the next one you will place single crochet, insert like so, bring it up, 2 loops on your hook, and finish your single crochet. Into the next one you will place again 7 double crochet, yarn over, insert. So that's your first one, and you need 6 more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1 more. So you should have 7. Into the next one you will place only single crochet, insert, and place your single crochet. Into the next one you will place again 7 double crochet, yarn over. That's your first one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And into the next one here you will place single crochet. Into the next one you will place again 7 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And into the last one you will place single crochet like so. And now you will slip stitch on top of this chain of 3 here. So 1, 2, and right here you will slip stitch like so, and make it nice and tight, and chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this pattern's got 2 rounds repeat. First round is the frame round, which was our double crochet with the 1 chain between them, so those V stitches. And the second round will be filling the frame with the shell stitches. So the shell stitch will be 7 double crochet in that V stitch. So now for the round 3, which will be our frame round, we are going to always chain 4 for the frame round. So this 1, 2, 3 will count as your first double crochet, and chain 1 will count as a stitch between your double crochet. So we will create V stitch. Okay, so we chain 4, And now we are going to yarn over and into this single crochet here. As you can see this way, we are going to insert like so, yarn over, pull through 2 and pull through 2. And this is your first V stitch. So double crochet, chain of 1 between, and double crochet will create your V stitch. Now you are going to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and into the same single crochet you will place another V stitch. So yarn over, insert into the same place where you done your first V stitch. Do your first double crochet, then chain 1 and again double crochet like so. And this chain of 3 is our first corner. So we will be creating corners in this around 3. So we will always do first V stitch, which is double crochet, chain of 1, double crochet. Then we will chain 3 and then we will do another V stitch into the same single crochet like so. Now you are going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and you are going to skip this shell and you will work again 2 double crochet with the chain of 1 between, so 1 V stitch like so. So yarn over, insert into that single crochet, chain 1 and again double crochet, so that's your first V stitch. Now you will chain again 3, 1, 2 and 3, and into the same single crochet place another V stitch. So yarn over, chain 1 and again and as you can see we have created another corner. So V stitch, chain of 3, V stitch. Again we are going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and we are going to skip this shell and we are going to do exactly the same what we did here and here. So we are going to create another corner. Again, create your first V stitch into that single crochet. So double crochet, chain 1 and double crochet. That's your first V stitch. Now chain 3 for the corner, 1, 2 and 3, and into the same single crochet place another V stitch. So yarn over, insert, so that's double crochet, chain 1 and 1 more double crochet, and that will create your V stitch again, as you can see here. So far we have one corner, second one and third one, and on the side we have chain of 5 to skip our shells. Now again we need to skip this shell, so we are going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, skip this shell and create another corner. So V-stitch, chain of 3 and V-stitch in that single crochet. So double crochet, chain 1 and double crochet, chain 3 for the corner, 1, 2 and 3, and into the same single crochet place another V-stitch, which is double crochet, chain 1 and double crochet. Now chain 5 again, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and skip your last shell and slip stitch on top of this double crochet like so. So let's just check it again. So we have, let me just take this out. So far we have V-stitch, chain of 3, V-stitch in the single crochet. Then we have chain of 5 to skip our shell. Then we created another corner, again V-stitch, chain of 3 and V-stitch. Again we skip the shell, chain of 5, V-stitch, chain of 3, V-stitch. We chain 5 to skip the shell, V-stitch, chain of 3, V-stitch, and then we ended with a chain of 5 to skip our shell, and we slip stitch on top of this chain of 3 like so. And this is our round 3 completed. So for round 4 you will always chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. So every time you will do round where we will be filling these V-stitches with the shell stitches, you will always start with the chain of 3. For the frame round you will always chain 4. So we chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and we will place 6 more double crochet into this very first V-stitch. So we will have altogether 7, okay, and that will complete our first shell stitch. So yarn over, do your double crochet. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 like so. And as you can see, we are on this first corner, so we will do 7 double crochet, which will be our first shell stitch. Then under this chain of 3 you will place only single crochet like so, okay, and into the next V-stitch you will place again 7 double crochet, so it's our second shell stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So as you can see, we completed our first corner. So it's a shell stitch, single crochet under this chain of 3, and into the next V-stitch we place another shell stitch, which is 7 double crochet. Next, when you come to the side where you skipped your shell and chain of 5, you will need to count fourth stitch in the round below where is your shell. So there will be 1, 2, 3 and 4, and you will insert your hook like so, and we need to attach this chain of 5 with the shell together. So to do so, you will insert your hook into the fourth one, you will yarn over, and this chain of 5 will be on top, and we just need to attach it together like this. Okay, so we have this shell and this chain of 5 attached together, and you need to count your fourth double crochet from the round below. Okay, not to worry, I will explain again. Now let's work on the second corner. Again, you will place shell stitch into this V-stitch, which means 7 double crochet. Then into this chain of 3, you will place single crochet, and then you will place again another shell into this V-stitch here. So let's just do it one more time. So yarn over and into this shell stitch here, and into this V-stitch here, you will create your shell, and it will be 7 double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Make sure you have 7. Then under this chain of 3, you will place single crochet like so, and into this corner you will place, and into this V-stitch you will place again your shell, which is 7 double crochet. So yarn over and place your 7 double crochet into that V-stitch. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and you can see my second corner is looking amazing. So it's shell, single crochet and shell into the V-stitch and V-stitch like this. So now we are on the side again, and again we will have to place single crochet in the middle, and to do so you will count. Sometimes it's hiding here, so let's just count fourth one. So it's 1, 2, 3 and 4. So the one here, fourth one, insert your hook and make sure this chain of 5 is on top like so, and place single crochet right in the middle like this. So that's the middle of our shell. So 1, 2, 3, and into the fourth one you will insert, and you will hold it together with the chain of 5, and you will place single crochet like so, and this will hold nicely together our shell and the chain of 5. And that's what you are going to repeat. So again, let's create another corner. Into this very first V here, place a shell. And we already know the shell is 7 double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Under this chain of 3, place single crochet and again shell stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Again, we have chain of 5 and the shell below, so you will need to attach it together. So count 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th one you will insert your hook like so. Make sure the chain of 5 is on top and place your single crochet like so and work your last corner. 6. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and last one 7. Again, need to attach these, so let's count 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th one here. Insert, chain is on top, chain of 5 is on top, and attach them together and work your single crochet and slip stitch on top of this chain here like so, and slip stitch. And so far we have one corner completed with shell, single crochet, shell. Then we create a single crochet, attached this shell with the chain of 5. Then we have done another corner, which is shell, single crochet, shell. Then we attached it together with a single crochet, and again we have shell, single crochet, shell. We attached it together with a single crochet, and again we have shell, single crochet, shell. We attached it together and then we slip stitched on top. And this is our round 4 completed. And for round 5 will be again our frame round. So every time you do frame round, you will chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this will come as your double crochet and chain 1 for your first V-stitch. And again you will place another double crochet into this single crochet to create our first V-stitch. So yarn over, insert like so, bring it up, pull through and pull through too, like so. And this is your first V-stitch. Now we need to get to this point here. So as you can see, our pattern is taking shape, and you can clearly see these corners here. So we have corners here and corners here, and this is our side here, here, and here, and also here. So as we grow our square, you will always have in the corner, you will always place V-stitch, chain of 3 and V-stitch. So it will be here, then here, then here, then here. So double V-stitch with the chain of 3 between. And then you will have these sides. And on these sides, you will always have only one V-stitch. So let's just repeat it. So you will have V-stitch, chain of 3, V-stitch in every corner, and on sides you will always have only one V-stitch. So for example, V stitch, chain of 3 with V stitch, then you will have only one V stitch on the side, then you will have 2 V stitches separated by chain of 3, and then again 1 V stitch, 2 V stitches with chain of 3 between them, then 1 stitch, 1 V stitch here. So as your square will grow, you will have more of these single V stitches on the sides, but the corners will be always double V stitch with the chain of 3 between them. So let's just carry on so you will understand much better. So now we are ready to start our frame round, which is around 5. So chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Every time you do frame round, you will chain 4 because this chain of 3 is counting as your double crochet, and chain 1 between. So we can create our first V stitch. So yarn over and go back into that single crochet again, like so, and create your V stitch. And when you look at it, you will see we are on this side, okay? So these are our corners. So always on the side between these shells, you will place only one V stitch. So chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now we can move to our first corner here, as you can see, and you will place one V stitch, chain 1 and another double crochet. So that's your V stitch, and then chain 3, 1, 2, 3 for your corner, and place another V stitch, chain 1 and another double crochet, which is your second V stitch. So we created another corner. Now we are on the side, as you can see. We are going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we are going to double crochet into this single crochet here. So yarn over, insert, like so, chain 1, and again double crochet. So that's your single V stitch on the side, and then we are moving to our corner again. So we are going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we are going to move to the corner, and you already know, once you creating the corner, you will place V stitch, chain of 3, 1, 2, 3, and into the same place another V stitch. So you will have always double V stitch and chain of 3 in every corner. So you can see another corner, and now we are on the side again. So we are going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And on the sides, we always have only one V stitch between the shells. And as you grow your square, you will have more these single V stitches on the sides because you will have more shells. But the corners will be always the same. In the corners, you will always place V stitch, chain of 3, and V stitch. But as you grow bigger, your sides will have more of these single V stitches on the sides. Okay, so let's just continue. So we have only one V stitches because we are on the side. chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and again we are coming to our next corner, which is double V-stitches. So 1 V-stitch, chain of 3, 1, 2 and 3, and 1 more V-stitch into the same place. And that's our next corner. Done. Chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And again, as you can see, we are on the side. 1 V-stitch on the side. Chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and we are moving to our last corner here. So again, 2 V-stitches with chain of 3 between them. So 1 V-stitch, chain of 3, 1, 2 and 3, and 1 more V-stitch into the same place. Like so. Chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and we are on the side. So we are going to just slip stitch on top of this chain right here, like so. And this is our round 5 completed, which was our frame round. So let's just have a look again, and now you can see much better. So you will see on this side we have only single V-stitch, chain of 5, then for the corner we have 1 V-stitch, chain of 3, 1 V-stitch. That's our corner. Then we are on the side again, we have only 1 V-stitch between the shells, and as you get bigger and bigger you will have more of these V-stitches on each side, but the corners will be always V-stitch, chain of 3 V-stitch, then chain of 5, single V-stitch, and you will finish with the slip stitch on top. And now we are ready for the next round. So for the shell round you will always chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and we will be filling all these V-stitches with the shells again. So for the round 6, yarn over and place 7. Well, we will place only 6 because this chain of 3 is counting and as our first double crochet. So altogether we need 7 double crochet into this V-stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Always double check. And now we know already every time we have chain of 5 and the shell, we need to find the 4th stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4 into the 4th one, insert your hook, chain of 5 on top, and place single crochet like so, so they will be attached together nicely. Again, in the corners we already know we're placing 7 double crochet here, which is shell, then single crochet in the middle where is the chain of 3, and then shell again, and so on. Then you will find 4th stitch here and attach it together. So let's just finish this round 6. So we attach this together. Now another shell, which is 7 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 single crochet in that corner, like so, and 7 double crochet, another shell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now we are on this side. Again, we need to, sometimes it's hiding here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Insert. See daisy. So sometimes it's hiding here. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Insert. Chain of 5 on top. And attach it together like so with a single crochet. And again, we have on the side another V-stitch. Place your shell there. 1, 2. At the end of this shell round 6. So 1, 2, 3, into the 4th one, and into the 4th one, single crochet. And now I'm going to slip stitch on top right here. And this is the round 6 completed, which was our shell round. The round 7, you will chain 4 again, 1, 2, 3, and 4, because it's our frame round. So chain of 3 is counting as your double crochet, and chain 1 is the chain between your double crochet to create your V-stitch. Into this single crochet, create your V-stitch. And as you can see, it's taking the shape, and you already know the frame will be V-stitches on the side. So now you can see as your square is growing bigger, you will have more of these V-stitches on the sides, but the corners will be always the same. So once you get to your corner, you will do V-stitch, chain of 3, V-stitch, then you will get to your side. So you will do 1 V-stitch, 1 V-stitch, then you get to your corner, you will do V-stitch, chain of 3, V-stitch, and again on the side you will have only single V-stitch, single V-stitch. So as you grow your square bigger and bigger, you will have more single V-stitches on each side, and the corners will be always the same. So you will work double V-stitch with chain of 3 between. So I hope it makes sense. You will continue working like so. So my next round will be frame round, and then the next round will be the shell round, and you will work like so until your square is 40 inches by 40 inches. And this cardigan I measure from elbow to elbow. Okay, so this is my large square. This is the wrong side, as you can see, and this is the right side of my square. So your square should be 40 by 40 inches. Once you have your square prepared, we are going to make sure the wrong side is up like so, and we are going to fold it in half and prepare your clips. Now you will fold your cardigan in half like this. So make sure these shells are together like so. Like this. And you will place your clips like so, and you will leave 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. So you will start, you will place clips like this somewhere in the middle. And on the other side, so you will leave about 6.5 inch opening here. And of course you are going to do so on the other side as well. And once you have it like this, so you should have 1, 2, 3, and 4 shells on each side. We are going to place your cardigan like this. So this will be the opening for your arm. So first option is with the buttons. Second option is without the buttons. First, to sew this, you can take the clips away for a little bit. And you will fold this like so. So shell over the shell, like so. So as you can see, there is shell, shell, shell. And now you can place this clip like this. So just make sure you have these 4 shells for opening. And the first option is you will just take your yarn and your needle, and you will simply just sew like this. So we'll start here, and you will just sew like this. And you will just finish like so and make a knot and fasten off, and of course hide your ends. And this is the option 1. This is opening for your arm, but I decided to go with the option 2. For option 2, I decided to go, I will be sewing the buttons like this. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Like so. And once you sew these buttons, one will be here, you will go on top like so, and you will simply just close it through these stitches. Okay, so I'm going to sew these buttons first. So prepare your yarn needle and your yarn. So I'm going to show you how to sew these buttons on. I already done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I will do altogether 7 because I need these 4 shells. You can place 8 if you like. Depends how big you want your gap for your arms to be. So to sew, you will just go into the base of your shell like this. And you will leave a long yarn end. You will take your button and place it like so. And go back. Now you will cut your yarn and leave a long yarn end and simply make double knot. Not to worry about this, we are going to hide it later on inside the shell with the yarn needle. So continue placing your buttons. And this is the option with the buttons. So basically you will take these shells from the top and you will just find the middle part like this. Make sure you go opposite shell. And this is the second option, which I really like, so I am going to do it on the other side. So this is option 1 and this is option 2. When you don't want the buttons, you can just simply sew it like this. And this is it. This is our beautiful Cacoon cardigan with this amazing beautiful shells pattern. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Don't forget to like it, share it, and of course don't forget to subscribe to my channel Unique Stitch Designs. And of course don't forget to hit the notification button to get notification every time I upload a new video. Thank you very much for watching.